Hello, this is Jennifer at Creative Art Spark. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to do a little flip through of my Elizabeth Craft Designs Sidekick journal. I've been working in it for, about a year, I guess. And I just thought, I need to do a flip through. So I will. Some journal entries are a little too personal, so I'll be covering those up. But first page, that's personal. This little house is a wonky house that I made, and I turned it into a page by adding the little side strip there. You can't read that part. And then I like to just sit and glue things and play. So this was done in April. I must have been at my daughter's house because she had a baby in April, and I went up there and stayed with her, so I must have done that then. And then meditate daily and aim for the stars. Here's another little thing that I played with. This is an Elizabeth Craft Designs little pocket, and I made some tags to go in it. I haven't written anything on them. This is one of those I never can remember the name, but you just draw things, and then you fill in with colors, and you make and all that kind of stuff, and that's a lot of fun. This is a napkin that actually it's a piece of it's napkin-like paper that I bought from Amazon, and I just glued it on to this page. Here's another one of those little houses. I think that Karis made this house when I was in Memphis with my daughter. I think I might have said Asheville. She lives in Memphis. So I made this little thingy, this little belly band, and put it on this page to remind me of going out there. This little house I made while I was out there. Here's the beginnings of another one of those pages, like the one where I had colored in. This, I just had put a page in there, and then I decorated the back with a sticker. This one I haven't done anything with. This one I really liked. This was left over from an Altenew creation that I made, and there's an embossed butterfly, and it says "Embrace Life." And I really enjoyed this page. This was a lot of fun to make. A lot of the things that you're seeing in here I made when I was in Memphis and then glued when I got back, like this Enchanted Paths page. This was a stamp that I bought from my favorite craft store, Scrappy Shack, over in Salty Nacoochee, Georgia. Just when the caterpillar thought her life was over, she began to fly. I think these are Altenew butterflies, but I won't swear to anything. These are not Sizzix. What's the other one? I can't ever remember the names of companies, but they did the Weekender, and I did some. They had a rainbow dye in there. So some more of these mushroom houses. This little camper, I just love this. This is Altenew, an Altenew camper, and I don't remember if the flowers were Altenew or not. This I did back in March. So some days we all need a little escape, and that is so true. I am very guilty of escaping into my art and not doing the things that I should be doing. This was in memory of my cousin. He passed away entirely too soon. He was 43 years old. And I really miss him. He used to call me, and we'd have some interesting talks, or we would do a lot of texting, and I really miss that. I miss you, Levi. This is another one of those color in pages. I had fun decorating that. This is a Bible verse. It says, "And the earth brought forth grass and herbs, seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the third day. Genesis 12 through 13. Genesis chapter 1, 12 through 13. Okay, here's a little pocket again with a mushroom, and then a little dragonfly, a little tag, nothing written on it, but room to journal, more tags, little bug. These have got to be Elizabeth Craft things, I'm pretty sure. Here's a little tag in a pocket. A lot of times I mix and match my dies. They could be from all different kinds of companies. This one was fun. I'm not an artist that paints very well or draws well. I'm more of a, I don't know what you'd call me, but drawing is not my forte. But I decided to build these hills and these paths that went along to all these different houses. And it says love, praise, shine, lead, teach, pray. It takes a village. And it really does. It takes us all to raise responsible children into responsible adults. We all need to be better examples to our young people. So that's what that page was about. This is a Simon Hurley design that I absolutely loved. This was my first attempt at it, and I couldn't send it to anybody. I had to just glue it in there. And then this, back in March. Oh, to feel the childish joy of an endless summer stretching before me again. Do you remember when you were out of school for the summer and you just felt like it was going to last forever? I miss that feeling. How about you? Here's another wonky house. Nothing written on it, but room to journal. This was on April the 1st. I played with die cutting and then stamps, journal and art, and these little stamps that I embossed and then colored in. Another wonky house. Feathers. I love feathers. Dream, imagine, contemplate, delve deeper. And this one with these little foxes, they're so cute. I love foxes. We've got the world at our feet and the wind at our backs. And I had done some stenciling and some coloring and then some gluing. On April the 19th, when I was in Memphis, I did this page. It was stenciled and then I glued tags on. And it says, I have held a sleeping baby. My soul is refreshed and happy. There's just something special about holding babies. More mushroom houses that I colored while I was out there on a stenciled background. This is a little pocket. This bookmark here, not bookmark, this paper clip, I made several years ago, and I made this several years ago, and I just really liked it, so I put it in here, in this pocket, and then I've got some little goodies in here. This was a little label that I made before I went to Memphis. Karis borrowed my art journal, my little Sidekick, and did some drawings. And these were pretty recent. These were just things that I found on my desk. And thankful words. We need to focus more on thankfulness, gratitude, gratefulness. And I just made a Facebook post that said if we all did that, we could change the world. And we really could. So let's all focus on gratitude and gratefulness, thankfulness, and use thankful words. Here I've got this little envelope overflowing with little plants. This was cut out with my Cricut machine and built up several times. A little butterfly that didn't quite make the grade. It's got some torn pieces. And then some, what do you call them? Little plants. My brain is not working, is it? This is new. This was a Tim Holtz set that I bought over at Scrappy Shack, and I decided to play with it. That was fun. I used distress crayons and a baby wipe to get the colors on these things. These little things from Aaron Thompson. I love these little animals. I just love them. I don't know why. I'm usually not one for these kinds of things, but I love these. So I've got them tucked in here. They're flying away on a feather. This is an Alta New feather, and it's got two pieces. It's got an overlay, and I inked and then embossed the overlay to make it look a little distressed. This I did yesterday. Home, whether big or small, fancy or plain, is where the heart is. I am grateful for my home and family. I'm doing the Anna Griffin 30 Days of Gratitude. And so this is the first page, and this is a little Tim Holtz. It's a Halloween die, but I liked the funkiness of it, and so I cut that out of different colored cardstocks and put it on there. And then this one. This is the one I was telling you about a minute ago. Full heart. Today the thought came to me that all of us should practice a routine of gratefulness that would focus our mind on things of good, which would lead to God, and that, my friends, would change the world. Join me, invite others, focus on gratitude and gratefulness. And then I do hope that y'all will. Any of y'all that are watching this, I do hope you'll focus on that. Then I just have some blank pages left back here. A couple of trials that I cut out. Little, says, and the 411. Just tucked that there. Here's a little tag, a couple of little tags. And another. These are just blank pages that I was just playing with. This is the first thing that I foiled when my husband got me my Christmas present last year when he got my mink machine. There's another one with rainbow foil. So of course I had to put them in my memory book. And that is it. I think there's one more foiled piece. Yes. These came with the machine, the little tags, and then you could foil them. All right, that's it. I want to thank you for joining me today. A little square. I just tuck stuff everywhere. I want to thank you for joining me today. I do hope that you will focus on gratitude and gratefulness as we go into this holiday season of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And think about carrying that throughout the year, not just at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but throughout the year. I challenge you to do that. Let's change the world. Thank you so much. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and comment below. And please consider subscribing. I'm very glad you stopped by. Take care.